What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another nerdporial review of episode 3 of Better Call Saul. And with me, joining me is Prophet of the Dragon, Steve. What's up? How you doing?
Hey, I'm depressed in a good
Uh,
way.
yeah, I'm. Yeah, so am I. We're here to provide some. We're here to talk about this. So am I.
Sorry,
Dan,
technical
you're.
difficulty. That was me. My
Oh,
bad.
my
Sorry.
bad.
No, it's me. It's me.
Yeah. We're gonna be going into spoilers. So if you have not watched the episode already, please tune out and watch the episode. This is one episode you do not want to hear spoilers for. Okay. So in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. All right.
I
I'll be honest. The last thing I was thinking, when Nacho was doing his final little bit and stuff, it made me think of Chuck in Chicanery when he just completely reveals everything.
yeah.
Like
Well,
everything he was thinking, he just revealed. Same thing
dude,
with Nacho.
yeah. We just going straight into spoilers, right? That was the countdown
Yep.
because
Yep.
at
Yep.
least he went out like a fucking Chad, dude. Like he went
Yeah.
out like if you're gonna go out, that's how you go out. He just said, "Fuck you, Salamanca." Oh, sorry, excuse me. He said, "Screw you,
Yeah.
Salamancas." Heck, you're there because of me. I did that to
Yeah.
you. You guys are all nuts. And
Didn't that
then,
remind? Do you know what that reminded me of? You've seen Game of Thrones, right? Remember,
yeah.
remember when Lady Olenna, Tyrell tells
Oh,
Jamie,
yeah,
"Let Cersei know it was me that
yeah,
poisoned her son."
yeah.
When
That
his
was
face turned purple and stuff. That was the connection I made, and that was pretty
absolutely
poignant. That was pretty freaking
no.
poignant. But the
It's
thing was, he was there. Unlike Cersei was not there for that.
yeah.
Hector was there for that. And
Oh man, yeah. That was
and he's like
great.
ding 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 ding
Yeah,
ding 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 ding.
I didn't make that connection immediately, but it is a very good parallel because it makes you think. But you're right; it makes it even that much better that Nacho's looking him dead in the eye, going, "I did that to you, and the rest of
Yeah.
your life. Think about it. That was
Yeah.
me." It's like, oh, Seth, dude, Seth. I was hoping, dude, helicopter comes saves him or something. Like, come on, a
I
whole
was hoping
episode.
I was hoping they'd
Oh,
use. Well, I mean, they can't use Robert Forster, but maybe he had an assistant.
yeah,
Vacuum cleaner place.
right, yeah.
Disappear.
The whole episode of more no, come on, pull it off. You got man. I even thought like even when he got to the warehouse, I was like, okay, we're gonna pull some razzle dazzle here. Mike and Nacho gonna come up with a plan, or somehow Mike's gonna convince Fring that Nacho's better for him alive than dead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
dang it.
know.
But you know what? Good on the writing. It hurts, but it
Yeah,
hurts in a good way because they did such a good job of developing Nacho
yeah,
that it makes God it's so. And then just we were talking backstage, just that phone call with his father. You could it gives
yeah.
that
It's gonna be.
a
It's
whole
gonna.
nother
I'm gonna
level.
weep. I'm gonna. Every time I'm gonna rewatch this now, and now that I know what happens, I mean, it's gonna. There's gonna be tears being shed because
Yeah.
of it.
Oof. Oh, good stuff.
Honestly,
Good
I
stuff.
did. I like I said, I honestly did not think. I honestly did not think they would wrap up Nacho's story arc this quickly. But then again, this is
Yeah.
the final season. They were gonna.
What's 10 episodes?
It's 13. They're gonna be doing.
13. Wow. So that's
There's gonna
really
be.
early.
Yeah, so there's gonna be 4 more episodes, and then they're gonna be taking a 6 to 7 week break. So it's gonna
That's right.
end
That's
in
right.
the end of May, and then it's gonna come back like mid
Well,
July.
we're thinking that there's gonna be oh my God, why can't I Saul's third God Tarkan what is it? I almost said Tarkanian. Gene.
Yeah,
We
Gene
were thinking
Takovich,
we were thinking I almost said Mr. Tarkanian from South or
Tarkanian.
from Saturday Night Live. Sorry. Uh, there's an Easter egg for you. But
There you
you were
go.
thinking what last 3 or 4 episodes going to be? Gene, you're hoping?
I'm
Is that
thinking.
what
I'm thinking the last three at least. So they decide not to start the season with Gene. They're obviously gonna. Then they're gonna
yeah.
end the season
So I
with
mean that makes
Gene.
a little bit more sense that they're having to sort of tie up some loose ends. I'd rather have them tie up loose ends early than leave them untied and dangling. Uh,
Yeah,
So
yeah, I can see that. I'll be honest. I was surprised that they took out Nacho before they took out Lalo. I thought Lalo would be like the first to go, but we still no Lalo this episode.
Yeah, Lalo's in
What
the
is
wind.
Lalo? Yeah, what is Lalo? I mean, he talked to Hector, and he's like, hey, I know it was him. I have I'm gonna go look for some proof.
Yeah,
So, and the
yeah.
proof
No,
is in the pudding.
yeah. That the proof is now kaput by his own hand. Uh, yeah, I don't know. It's one of those. I'm still sort of on the fence whether Lalo's going to bite it or not. I mean, he may still be floating around out there somewhere, maybe. But I guess probably the more I think about it, Lalo's probably not going to make it just because of the type of personality he is.
Yeah,
Um, if once he plays his hand and people know he's alive, I think it's either going to
yeah.
be kill or be killed, probably. But who knows? I mean, you never know, right? You never know
Mm-hmm.
with this show, which is good.
Yeah.
Keeps you guessing.
All right, so we kind of got that somewhat out of our system. So
Yeah.
let's take a look at let's say hello to who's in the chat. So we have Durkown left a super chat for €5. Well, thank you, Durkown. He says still have to catch up on last week's stream and will soon. Thanks for covering the best show we got, besides some intersectionality creeping in now. In this show, I did not notice any of that in this. I
Um,
mean,
I don't. Is there? I don't know that I would. I don't know. I
in
didn't
other
see any of that.
shows, yeah, probably. Yeah, in other shows, yeah. This show, not
Oh,
so
other
much.
shows it's rampant, but I don't
Yeah,
know. Well, like I don't
I
know where.
didn't. I mean,
I would love to know.
Even Kim, I think even Kim, not even Kim's.
She's made a general de-evolution into
Yeah, yeah. She's
to
not the.
where she's at. I
Yeah,
don't know. I would love to know if he's talking about this show and if what or he or she. I'm sorry, I didn't know, but what what they're referring to because I'm not
yeah.
sure.
We have Mel MC here. Who else is crying like a baby? I was like, no, no,
Jeff Hub,
no.
you really want to know Jeff Hub? You don't want to watch it? Oh my gosh,
Who's Jeff Hub?
it's in your chat. He asked about Nacho. It's like okay. I guess we're in spoilers.
Yeah, that was the very first thing I said. That was the very
Yeah.
first thing I said.
That,
Is
so
my StreamYards is not picking up all the chat. That's
that is weird.
interesting. Oh, now it is. Now it just
Oh, there.
Jeff Hub is asking.
Oh,
If you're
oh,
asking, go watch the episode. Don't come here. Watch the episode. Dude. You don't want to hear it here. Private Stock says, I can't believe they have. Yeah, I can't believe it either. It's
I was
crazy.
shocked. Yeah.
I was just like, you build, and what makes this show great is that they build. This is all built to. This was built over multiple seasons. Reason why we care about Nacho is because we know what Nacho wants. We know what he cares about. A lot of shows don't do that. So when they kill a character in another show, and we don't know anything about them, we don't know really care about their motivations, we can't connect. It's hollow.
Yeah,
They think just killing off a character is gonna, make you care about him. No, not necessarily. We have to know the character.
well,
So
and I mean the his motivation. I mean, his father was basically his sole motivation for what the last 2 seasons, keeping him safe.
yeah,
Because he was in harm's way because of him. So yeah, well deserved.
yeah, and
For Nacho.
I loved how they gave the twins gave Hector the gun so he could try to shoot him and stuff.
Yeah, he's just sitting there. Mike's walking away.
I
He's
shouldn't
like,
I should not be laughing, but I just thought I thought that was I thought that was I guess that was their way. Well, I mean, it depends on how you see it. To me, like I laugh at Hector because Hector is he's a jerk, and B, I think the bell. I think that whoever came up with that, in Breaking Bad is a genius. Like just him, just a drug cartel lord who has a stroke. He can't talk, and all he has is a bell to communicate.
Yeah.
And like I've said, they've used, I mean, the beeps from Captain Pike from the original Star Trek series to kind of come up with that. You know, you're a brain, but no one can, you know, communicate with you, and you cannot communicate with them. That idea. So
Yeah, it's just a whole new interesting level, and you know, I always forget his name, the actor, but good lord, the facial expressions
Mark
on
Margolis,
Mark Margolis, the
he
freaking
was in,
facial
you know, he was in
expressions on him.
Scarface. You
Yeah,
know, he was
yeah,
in
yeah,
Scarface. He was the guy with the bomb in the car,
yeah.
and
We talked
then
about
Al
we
Pacino
discussed
shoots
it.
him.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
just all the facial expressions, and just like he doesn't have to say anything; you can see it all. Just by the faces he's making, it's brilliant.
Oh yeah, I totally agree. So so we have so let's go through the episode, or actually no, let's talk about like last week's. There's a few things that I wanted to talk about that some other great channels who cover Better Call Saul theories talked about. The scene with Lalo and the husband and wife. I forgot their names. But remember how he picks up the scissors, the blade of the scissors.
Yeah,
I think, and I was listening to someone talk about this, and it makes sense, but they don't show it. I think he killed them. He killed them. He killed the wife, and then he killed the husband, and he drags the husband back and burns the body. Hence why they think it's Lalo. I didn't. I did not catch that. I'm surprised. I am disappointed in myself for not catching that.
no, I didn't get to go back and watch again, so I'm gonna have to do that just to try and pick up on anything I missed like that.
Because they make it a point to show him grab the blade of the scissors.
Right. Yeah,
And then it cuts out. Then it cuts out to the husband washing his face, you know, shaving and stuff, and then he appears. And then of course, you know, he's just kind of standing there menacingly.
yeah,
And he's like, "Oh, how do I look?" It's like, "Oh, you look guapo." And then of course, he puts his head down, then he smiles, and then he does the Gus thing
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you're like, "Okay, something's happening
Yeah,
off
yeah,
screen. These things are
yeah.
happening off screen."
Yeah, well,
So,
they do a good job of sort of going back and like, I mean, they did in this episode, sort of like, you know, they ended the last episode with the phone call to Mike, and then
yeah.
they did the lead up into the phone call type
I
thing.
love
So,
that. That was awesome. I loved. Yeah, we're gonna go into that. But
yeah,
here's another thing. I was wondering. Remember how we were talking about who was following Jimmy and Kim last week when they left the Kettleman's little tax?
yeah.
I think it was the PI guy from season 3. I think they're gonna bring him back or someone similar to him.
PI guy from season 3. I gotta jog my memory here.
Remember Chuck hired a PI guy to be a witness if Jimmy broke into his house. Remember that guy?
Yes, I do.
Or somebody from that same type of work.
Yeah,
and stuff.
because I mean, before we hooked up, I looked at the somebody's still following them. It seems like from the preview of the next episode, and it's starting to freak him out a little bit. So because Mike can't be two places at once. I mean, he's pretty sweet like that, but Mike's got his hands full.
Yeah. So yeah, that was all I really cared to talk about from last week and stuff. So we get to the very first scene, and we see desert, we see brush, we see branches, we hear hissing, we hear crickets, and we see a violet, and then it rains, and then we see glass. So there was wreckage, and so it didn't really mean anything. That first scene was one of those scenes that they've done in the past where it doesn't mean anything until you have a later scene that connects that to whatever just happened.
Right.
So it was one of those things. That's scene 1, and scene 2 basically begins right off, basically right after Nacho flees from the twins, from the cousins.
Yep.
And he gets out of the car. He finds an oil. He basically finds an oil tanker, and he freaking hides in the oil.
That was, man, I couldn't believe, like, I didn't know where that was going, to be honest. I'm like, why are you getting in there? That's probably the last place you want to be. There's a big oil drum tanker in the middle of nowhere. Of course they're gonna look in there. Yeah. And then just seeing there was a little bit of oil, I was like, oh my god, that, ugh.
Yeah,
it's like, don't do that.
It's not great. It's not great at all. So, so he's hiding in there, and then he gets like he's like in there for like almost a minute. I think like a minute at least.
Underneath the oil, yeah.
Yeah, I was just like,
at least. that's got eyes shut tight, mouth. You're not even like, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, miserable.
yeah.
Good Lord. Yuck.
I know. It's crazy.
Ugh. And then just having it all over you, and then and I mean, I think that even more on top of that is just the just fortitude to stay in there, knowing that hey, they could come back. He just stays in there till nightfall, full of oil and in the fumes, because he knows if I come out, I could get picked off real quick. I'm gonna sit in here for a while. It's like, good Lord, man, the commitment. You're muted, bud. Oh.
Yeah, wrong button, wrong button,
I'm like, oh
wrong
no, what
button.
am I doing?
Yeah, my comments, my comments are lagging for some reason, so I can't see the latest. Oh, Whoopa Troopa, I don't have Saul's number, so I can't call him. Can you help me out, Nerdporial?
Yeah, that's the latest one I have. So
Yeah, okay, all right, yeah, because yeah, on the Streamyard side, I am not seeing it. So
yeah, no, I think we've yeah, I think that's the latest comment, at least for me. So
okay, that's good. So yeah, so he hides in the oil. He gets up, and yeah, like the twins come out. It's very tense. You know, they're looking around and stuff. And whenever they enter, whenever I mean, we've seen Breaking Bad, so we know what they're capable of. So
yeah,
whenever they come on the scene, there's always going to be tension, regardless. You know.
yeah,
So that was a bit on the exciting side, and it. I think
right.
what he does is I think he stays in the tanker till night, and then he
Yeah,
gets out, and then he flees into the wilderness. Then he gets to a mechanic's place where he tries to hose himself off the best he can. The
yeah,
mechanic ends up being a good Samaritan,
yeah,
and unlike all the other like he says, all the other psychos from the Salamancas, Nacho did not murder this guy
yeah,
just
right.
for seeing him and stuff. The guy
Yeah,
was,
I was glad since this was definitely Nacho's episode. It
oh
was
yes,
nice. It was nice
easily,
they just gave him the episode, at least in
yeah.
my opinion, and just I,
I should
from
have
the start.
I
From the
should have
start, you're just worried
known.
about it. Go
I
ahead.
should have known they were gonna. I should have known they were gonna get him at the end,
Yeah,
especially with all the time that they were doing. And then of course there was him talking to his father for the last time, crying on
yeah.
the, and he was
I got really worried when he made that phone call. I'm like, oh no,
yeah,
no, no, no.
same here. I'm so do you think that so you think I'm guessing because Nacho's gone now, his father. Do you think his father's still gonna play a
I think
part
it's.
or
I would assume his father's done, but I maybe. Well, I'm trying to. Yeah, yeah, I mean, not his father doesn't even have anywhere to go to confront anybody. He doesn't know
no?
about Frang or anything. So, I would think.
He knows about what's his name though. He does know about Salamanca. Remember
Yeah, I guess that's
Salamanca
true.
came over to his shop,
Yeah, yeah.
and then Salamanca's
So
like
he.
he's like I don't trust him, and that's when Nacho makes the decision to, like you said,
Yeah, I want.
switch his heart medication with sugar pills.
Yeah, I hope he's done.
I hope so too.
Because it would really. I mean, I mean, I guess I don't know how Hector would communicate that to Lalo or to the twins to go after his father, uh,
No,
because Frank's not going to go after him. So I hope that just put a bow on that and call it done. I
I
mean,
agree.
let Nacho have his good send off, and you got plenty of other stuff to finish up. So let's just not
Yeah,
ruin that. Let it go.
I agree. So yeah, but yeah, that phone call to his father, all he didn't say much. All he said was, "I just wanted to hear the sound of your voice," and his father being not in the game and basically completely oblivious to what's going on. I was like, "Hey, I gotta go back to work. Is there anything else?
Yeah.
You
Yeah, I
know?"
was waiting for
And
the "I love you, Papa" or something. I was waiting
yeah,
for it. I'm like, oh, it didn't come. I was like, it gave me
yeah,
a little hope when he didn't say it, but I was like, we're at 90-10 here. That you're you're not gonna make
yeah,
it, buddy.
yeah. So if you're just coming in, we're talking spoilers. If you haven't watched the episode, please watch the episode. This was a very good episode. It's also very, well, I can't say that. Well, it's a very sad episode too, for reasons. So
Extremely good episode, and
oh yeah,
and it's
yeah,
and you know what? I was thinking about it. It's so good, and it's only revolving pretty much. I mean, little tidbits, other things, but it's just Nacho,
yeah,
and it was just, and it wasn't like action, action. It was just
yeah.
I enjoyed watching every minute of it, and I can't
It
even
was
say it
his.
just was good. It was just good.
It was his journey. This
Yeah.
was his journey, and we got to see it. We got to see it complete.
Yep.
And of course, once again, this is a prequel, and of course, nothing was going to happen. And of course, anyone that's seen Breaking Bad knows nothing's going to happen to the twin or the cousins. Nothing's going to happen to Hector, and nothing's going to happen to Juan Bolsa. The only thing that
Yep.
stuff is going to happen to is going to happen to
Well,
Nacho.
there's a short list now. I mean, you got Kim, Lalo, uh, Hamlin,
Yeah, Hamlin.
and that's it.
Yeah, the lawyer side doesn't deal so much with death so much. But I was
Yeah,
surprised. I was surprised. I was surprised with Chuck's death. I didn't
yeah,
think.
I was.
I did not see Chuck committing suicide.
I
I
thought
was
he might
expecting.
get
I thought he
committed.
was gonna. I thought. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I thought he was gonna get put away.
yeah, because there was so
And
much emphasis on Jimmy not committing Chuck. I thought that was going to be that was going to be the ultimate
yeah,
f you to Chuck was all right. Well,
yeah.
I'm committing you. You're a nutbag. So
Hmm.
didn't see it coming either, especially that way. But
No.
yeah,
Yeah, and I remember seeing that episode, and I didn't feel nearly as I wasn't nearly as invested in Chuck, but at the same time, despite the fact that Chuck was a jerk, I didn't want anything bad to happen to him. I mean, we got to see his point of view, and so we understand. We all know
yeah,
we all know what Jimmy is. He's not a good person, but we still root for him. But we even though Chuck is a dick himself, but at the same time we kind of understand where he's coming from. I mean, and his condition was a result of a lot of complex emotional issues that he had.
yeah. Oh,
Especially
absolutely.
every time he got sick, it was always something he learned something about his brother or something has to do with Jimmy and stuff. So that's pretty much why and then the divorce. I believe he divorced his wife, and that's when he started. That's when he started his condition. So,
Yeah, exactly.
but yeah. So I'm still curious if we're just going to see Michael McKean once more as Chuck, or if that
Flashback somewhere.
or if that season 4 episode was it and stuff.
I
Um,
don't know. I guess I will. I don't know. It's one of those that I think maybe not, just because we seem sort of beyond Chuck at this point. I mean, but maybe, I mean, Saul and Kim's dynamic. He seems to be having some issues with looking at Kim twice with some of the things she's saying, going, "Ooh, well," it's very weird. This sort of flip. Kim's saying these things, and Saul's and Jimmy Saul, whichever you want to call him, is sort of looking at her going,
yeah,
"Ooh, okay, that's a little bit dark,"
yeah, yeah. I know.
So
So we got here's another. I'm looking at the YouTube side of things. So I have it. I'm looking at the chat from YouTube side, and we got the Judo Joker here. What's up? Thanks for coming by. I think that's your first time here on this chat. He says I got spoiled by Entertainment Weekly and some a-hole on Reddit. Really, Entertainment Weekly?
yeah,
When
what
the
the
heck did
hell
they?
is that?
That's crazy.
I saw,
Entertainment. Excuse my language, but dude,
yeah,
that's not.
well, yeah, I saw his comment. I'm like, how are you doing that? You're a news, like, that's like your ultimate. You're the Entertainment Weekly. How are you spoiling TV
Well,
shows?
you remember? I remember going. I used to go on IGN quite a bit, and IGN has covered Better Call Saul. They would put the major plot reveal in the frickin' title
That's
instead of
crazy.
yeah,
Yeah,
or they would have the review and then they like, oh, why did this character die? Like right after that, and I'm just like people still have a lot of people haven't watched the episode yet. Not everyone can watch it at the moment it comes out.
yeah.
Unless you're a super fan like me, then
Well,
I'll
me
make the
too.
time. I'll make
I'm
the
not
time to
there.
do that. So, But yeah, he also says in terms of deaths, it doesn't get much more dignified than Nacho's death. I totally agree with that.
Agree, 100%. And I was
And
hoping the same as you. I was hoping Mike was going to take everybody out, but I just, from watching Breaking Bad, if you haven't seen Breaking Bad, you just knew that wasn't going to happen.
I'll be honest, when I saw, I was watching like interviews between like especially with Michael Mando talking about his role in the season. I think he was fighting not to. He looked like he was really emotional talking about. He's like, this is one of the greatest. He's like, this is such a great season, and he looked very emotional. Like I think he was shedding some tears at points. So if you ever like check out any like interviews with him, Tony Dalton, and all that,
Hmm.
they're yeah, there's a lot of emotion. Like they were really invested in their work, and I really can get behind. I can get behind a show where the actors are as passionate as
Yeah, well, I
as
mean,
the entire team. I mean, they're a single team. Working to.
they're putting in the work, man. Like you can feel it. Like I don't, you see these characters and it's not an actor. That's Hector Salamanca. That's Nacho.
Yeah,
That's Saul or Jimmy, whichever personalities out there.
yeah,
You see the character, not the actor, and that speaks volumes to their ability uh, as actors and actresses and the
yeah.
writing. So, yeah, I could see how they could get attached to these characters and be sorry to see him let go. I mean, he's done it through Breaking Bad and now this. I mean, the whole 6 seasons he's pretty much been around.
Yeah. Breaking Bad. I mean, yeah, Breaking Bad was just Breaking Bad. People felt like flies in that show.
Oh God,
Like
yes.
they'd introduce characters and
Yeah.
then they kill them off because
Walter White has a long list of
yeah, I
fatalities
mean,
behind him.
oh yeah, and all the time it was because he was either trying to prevent. I mean, he was a lot of the times he was trying to prevent Jesse from, dying because he cared. He considered Jesse more of a son than his own son. So like when he's like, remember when he's like breaking down? There's a whole episode where his son takes care of him, and he breaks down. He calls his son Jesse. He calls
Yeah,
Walter.
yeah,
He calls Walt Junior Jesse,
yeah. I do remember that. This one
and
was.
he didn't think. I don't think he. I don't remember if he asked why he called me that or something. I have to. I'm going to rewatch Breaking Bad in between blocks of episodes. So like after episode seven, and then I'm gonna pick up Breaking Bad, watch Breaking Bad, and then I'm gonna rewatch Better Call Saul again
Yeah,
with
yeah,
these
yeah.
episodes.
A whole
So
new. Well, yeah. So I got to be right back with 2 seconds. Sorry.
all right. All right, so it's just me. So yeah, if you're here for the first time, I've done. I mean, I'm going to be doing these streams every week. So if you, I do video. I make videos. I do reviews of movies. I do get video game retrospectives. I do introductions to shows I really like. Without spoiling too much of it, just give a general idea of what the show is and stuff. I did one for Better Call Saul because I'll be honest, not a whole lot of people I know watch Better Call Saul. And a lot of the people I know on YouTube haven't watched it either. And I'm telling them, like, this is one of the best shows out there. Like, this is one of the few shows where fans can come together, regardless of your, political leanings or, whatever. And you come together and enjoy this work of art, this work of entertainment and stuff. I mean, we care, no matter who you are, we care about these characters. We care about where they go and stuff. And the way it's presented to me, is brilliant. And the way it's written is brilliant. Like, the mystery element is done better than any J.J. Abrams show. So, but yeah, if I can, if you ever feel like it, just a click away, there's the subscribe button. I know I'm sounding like every other YouTuber. Then hit the subscribe button. If you hit the like, it helps helps more people check this stuff out, because I know a lot of people are upset tonight because of what happened to Nacho, and I haven't felt this way because I haven't watched a whole lot of television in a few years. I remember people used to feel this way going into Game of Thrones, like you didn't know who was going to live or die. Watch The Walking Dead, same thing. Well, The Walking Dead, in my opinion, turned to crap, and I just stopped caring after that. They just started killing characters off for the shock value instead of the impact and stuff. So So Magic Ace, so welcome back. What's up, Magic Ace? Who's going to break the news to Nacho's Papa? I have no idea. I have no idea. I don't think I'm not sure we're gonna see him again. But if we do, I hope it's I hope it's a good scene, and I hope it's meaningful. Maybe Mike does. I don't know. Mike does not do it. I'm sorry, Mike doesn't do it. He can't say anything. So as far as his dad's concerned, and this is going to be the most heartbreaking aspect of it, he's going to be missing. Nacho's gone completely. I mean, the house is ransacked. Everything's gone. Tom Forsyth says, "Yep, another perfect 10. Totally agree. This was up there with, I said earlier, this was up there with chicanery. This was like just, especially Nacho's moment, felt like Chuck's moment in the courtroom. Except I wasn't concerned with Chuck's life." Judo Joker says, "So what are the takeaways from Nacho's character arc? Feels like one of the few characters that got to go out on their own terms in Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul. I guess that's a silver lining." Yeah, I mean, he went out on his own terms. I mean, he managed to maintain. I mean, everybody compares him to Jesse Pinkman, as in, like, he's the one that goes through the most crap, and only difference is, unlike Jesse Pinkman, who originally his fate was unknown in Breaking Bad, but then, you know, El Camino came out and he managed to get away. He managed to get a portion of the money, and he was able to disappear to Alaska. It wasn't, unfortunately, because it's a prequel. I guess they couldn't really do that with Nacho, and so Nacho ended up, you know, committing suicide. So, but yeah, he kind of went out on his own terms. He said everything he needed to say, and that was it. Yeah, Papa Varga. I think Papa Varga deserves another scene. I agree. I don't know if they will. But if I'm not sure, I think this might mean he's out of the story. So yeah, this I only wrote 4 pages of notes, which is not too much for me. So here we'll continue to talk about the episode itself. So I loved how the last episode ends. And with Mike and Gus in the office, in that little office that he has in Breaking Bad. And when Nacho calls him from the mechanic shop, I loved how it kind of intertwined with that scene from the last episode.
Yep.
And so this time I was happy that we got to hear what Nacho was saying on his end, because in the last episode we did not hear what Nacho was saying.
Well, I think they're brilliant. I think they're brilliant at doing that type of stuff right there. We were talking about it before we went live, just sort of ending it at a place and then hit the rewind button a little bit and then see what another character was doing at that same time. It makes the world very interesting because people are doing different things during the same time frame. And
yeah, I totally agree.
Don't think about that anymore, but it's like, okay, this is what they were doing. Well, this is what Nacho was doing at the same time, and I think that just gives it a whole nother level of depth.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I love that element. I'm trying to remember where else we've seen stuff written like this before.
Ooh, I
don't know if Breaking Bad did it.
Breaking Bad did it a few times, I think.
Okay.
In a different way. I don't know. I know we were talking about Breaking Bad before I had to step away, but
yeah.
Yeah, I started rewatching it. I was right at the when Jesse lost that special someone.
Yeah, and you know who her father was. Her father was Q.
Yeah,
from Star Trek: The Next Generation. So
yeah, that was Walt's I think that was Walt's first soiree into death. That was a bad one, but sorry.
He does a John Delancey does a Q-ism to Jesse Pinkman. I think when he finds his daughter dead or something like that, which is really sad. But I think he basically talked like Q for like a second. For a split second.
It's possible.
As horrible as the situation was, I laughed when I saw that because, you know, big Star Trek fan.
Yeah.
I've seen it so. But yeah, I loved. What was cool is not only did he not, you know, harm the mechanic, he gave the mechanic money. I don't know if it was all of his money because he knew he was going to use it.
I think it was all his money. It was a lot.
So I was kind of surprised, like, you know, I was surprised that they picked him up. I had no idea that they picked him up. Like, it just happened. It was just we see the scene, we see the truck go into the. We see the truck go in, and then Mike drills the panel off, and then Mike drills and pulls the panel off, and there's Nacho lying in there and
Yeah,
stuff.
I
And
was
then
sort of curious what was happening there. Like, I'm like, what's Mike scheming here? And then there was Nacho. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, we just decided we're game on. Okay, I took that as, it's like, okay, what Nacho said hit home, and we're moving on with the plan here.
yeah,
Which I was hoped was something else, but yeah, unfortunately, wah wah.
yeah. And this was kind of leading into. I was like, once this particular scene in the warehouse happened, and his conversation with Mike, he literally asks when, and then
Yeah,
Mike says tomorrow. He's like, we gotta. He's like, I think he says we have to work on your story and stuff, and or I don't know if it was then. I don't know if it was the same scene, but oh no, it wasn't the same scene. It was a later scene. So yeah, Victor says, "Oh, he looks too pretty and stuff. We gotta rough him up." And Mike's like, "Oh, I'll don't worry, I'll take care of it." So
yeah, yeah.
um,
And then drinks. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, where are they? I'm like, where are they going with this? I'm like, are they just? I was like, are they okay? So they're gonna kill him? And it's funny. I liked it how like Nacho he just like he accepted it.
Yeah.
He simply accepted it. He was like, my father. Even though it's heartbreaking for any parent to outlive their kid. It's like I've been to funerals where I've been to two of my friends' parents passed away over the last 10 years and stuff,
Hmm.
and their grandparents were still alive
Holy
for the
moly.
funeral, and I saw the pain. I saw the pain. I saw the moaning, like especially when my friend's grandmother and my other friend's grandfather cried over their child's
Yeah,
casket and
yeah.
stuff.
It's a pain I never hope I hope I never have to endure because I
So,
don't know.
so I try to like get people to understand that this is one of the reasons why parents are always so worried about their kids,
Oh yeah.
because this is like just dealing with something like that is a very
Unnatural. Yeah, I
unnatural
think
thing.
that's
Well, maybe it was natural a long time ago when
maybe, but
when warriors, maybe grandmothers outlived their warrior sons. I just watched The Northman, so I'm
yeah.
thinking I'm thinking Vikings
Well,
now.
I mean, I guess back in the day, if you made it past your fledgling hood into manhood, it was death was a young man's a
Yeah,
game back then because the death
Death with
the
Honor.
well,
Yeah,
yeah, and the young were fighting when the old
yeah,
were not, right?
yeah.
So, I get what you're saying, but right now, this day and age, it's not a natural thing to watch your kids die before you. At least I wouldn't say so.
Yeah, and Nacho cared so much about his father that he was willing to die. He was like,
Yeah,
I do not, or like at least he'd rather die than deal or live with the fact that his father was killed because of a decision he made, the decision to play the game, as
yeah.
Mike always puts it.
Yeah, and it puts a whole nother level to Fringa for me. Just because no matter Nacho did and Mike says it, Nacho did everything honorably.
Yeah,
He everything he said he was going to do, he did, and he still wouldn't take his foot off his neck when it came to his father. He still had his
yeah,
contingency. He wouldn't let it go, and up until the point where he was ready to go take out his dad. I mean, right there, he was ready to go take him out.
yeah. And
Right before the phone call.
Mike put the kibosh on that one.
Yep.
So
So
as much as Mike is losing his humanity and stuff as as the show goes on and stuff, especially going into Breaking Bad. I mean, he's still. I mean, there was still always that little bit of humanity, even all the way up to season 5 of Breaking Bad. Right before he dies, like there's still that sliver. He still has that sliver of humanity, some
yeah, I mean, yeah,
more so than anyone else.
he's a little bit more matter of fact in Breaking Bad, but he's
Yeah.
still he's especially with Jesse
Oh yeah.
very he looks out for him quite a
Now
bit.
that I think about it, I think now looking back at Breaking Bad, he kind of maybe feels the way about Jesse. Maybe he sees a bit of Nacho in Jesse.
Yeah, retroactively you can think
Yeah.
that. I mean, his son Nacho. I mean, they
Yeah.
all sort of parallel, right? I mean, not
Yeah.
obviously Nacho wasn't a clean cop, like his son. But I mean,
Yeah, and
he
Mike
was
and
doing a
Mike
lot
wasn't
of.
a clean, and Mike was in the like Mike's began. He began in the gutter like the rest of them. He
Yeah,
took
but I
he
think,
took all he took a taste. That's
but
what was expected in that particular
I think
precinct.
the big thing is though. I think the reason he was so what's the I don't know the word I'm looking for, but he the parallel between his son and Nacho. Nacho did even though he was in the game and he was dealing drugs and all that, he did everything honorably for the most part. I
Yeah.
mean, the of course, the Hector thing wasn't done with much honor, but he didn't lie,
Well, it was either
and
Hector or his father.
yeah, well, he made a
Heck,
choice, right? So
he's gonna
yeah,
choose his father
of
because
course, every time.
Hector's a horrible person.
You think?
Hector's a
Yeah.
horrible person.
I mean,
He's horrible enough to turn and he turned Gus into a horrible person. Okay, now let's talk about Gus. Now with what happened to Nacho,
yeah.
do you hate Gus more because of what happened?
I hate Gus more because of the father stuff, and then the nacho stuff just sort of cherry on top. It bothered me quite a bit that no matter what, it was pretty evident that no matter what Nacho did, he was never going to lay
He's never
off
coming
his
out.
father. His father was always, it's like, do this or I'll kill your father. Do that or I'll kill your father. It was never going to end ever.
Yeah, yeah,
And hell, if Mike didn't do what he did, he may have killed Nacho and then went and killed his father too. Well, who knows?
yeah.
But yeah, it's a whole nother level for Fring. I think it just shows he's a man of practicality and he just doesn't care. He's his goal is all that matters by any means necessary.
I agree, and I want to read this. Magic Ace says Mike needs to get Nacho safe money to Papa Vargas. That would be a good way to give the father one more scene. Yeah, actually, I would love to see
But
that.
Tom made a good comment. I think he's right. I don't think he'd take the money.
His
Papa
father
Varga
would
probably wouldn't take that money.
his father unless they would like remember they didn't take the money in Breaking Bad. He tried to give his son the money and stuff. He's like, I'm not taking your money.
Yeah,
So you have to find a way. I wonder if Mike will try to find a way to launder it to him some way. You know.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, it would be. I would like Papa Varga to take the money. Just take the money, dude. I mean, you're gonna be hurting for a long time here, but I don't know. I think Tom's right. I don't think he would take it. It would have to be very sneaky to get it to him. He even called out the sale of his garage. He picked
Yeah.
that right out too. So he's not a stupid man, not at all.
Yeah, and I mean, they're gonna basically. I think the way the cartel does stuff, basically, once they kill someone, they're never found again. I
Yeah,
believe, and I
yeah,
think that's gonna be the case with Nacho. So, from the father's point of view, he's not gonna hear from his son for a very long time. Then he's gonna try and go. Then he's gonna try and go over to the house, and he's gonna see that it was ransacked or something, and then the police are going to be involved, and there's going to be
yep,
nothing he can do. And the one of the big themes of Breaking Bad, and of course going into Better Call Saul, is just the idea of and this was kind of brought up in detail in one scene in particular. Remember in season 5 of Breaking Bad when Mike tries to eliminate Lydia in her apartment. And remember how she says, I need my child to find." She like continually says, repeats to herself, "I need my child to find me if I'm dead. I need my child to find me,"
yeah,
and it makes you think how effed up, just how effed up it is to murder somebody, and then deprive the family of closure by
yeah,
keeping it a mystery whether that person is actually dead or
yeah,
not.
yeah. I yes. I am hoping. It's probably not. There won't be any monetary thing, but I'm hoping just because now the Mike has a somewhat attachment to this and has gone out of his way to protect not just his father, that out of respect, it's almost a level of respect for his father too. That he will figure out a way to let him know that his son is gone. I hope. Just to give
I,
him some closure. I hope.
I would like to think he would do that, but I am. He's in
I
the
don't know.
game. I mean, Mike's
Yeah.
Mike himself says he's in the game. He's not
Yeah.
going to. He can't. If he does something like that, he could jeopardize Gus's
Everything.
operation, and
Yep.
he's smart enough not to do that.
Yeah,
So
it's one of those. The heart in me wants to see it happen. The head is,
yes,
if we're being
yeah,
smart, he Nacho. Who's Nacho? Nacho's gone. Nacho
yeah.
never existed. Yeah.
So I mean, like how they said like last episode, it was a bit of a misdirect. So they were like, oh, Lalo's looking for Nacho. Well, well, obviously that's not the case. Lalo was simply all we knew was that Lalo was looking for proof. Well, the proof apparently doesn't lie with Nacho. Apparently, there's other stuff. I don't know if it has something to do with the it has anything to do with the lab, the underground lab that they were building
Well, I
and
wonder if he's
stuff.
going after Saul for something.
Well, he's still in Mexico. He did not take the caravan to cross the line.
Mm.
So
Well,
there's something in Mexico that
yeah, I
needs
guess
to
that's
be.
true. Yeah,
So maybe one of Gus's plants or something, or
maybe. I don't know.
because I think he has plants south of the border, Los Pollos Hermanos.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's what I think. That's where his stuff comes from, right?
yeah, it's interesting to think it's interesting to find out. So let's see. Christopher Hoffman says Nacho's dad kept just saying, "Just go to the police." I just wonder how that would have played out if he actually did that. He probably would have been killed in prison because
Yeah.
as much as we love our dear justice system doesn't really protect you that as
Well,
much as you think, especially if you have people gunning for you like they like.
in this world, yeah, probably he not making it a day.
Oh no, yeah, they'd pay someone an inmate to
Well, I think that's probably why he's just sort of shrugs off his father's like that. It's like that's not how. Dad, no, I'm dead. Yeah, do that. I'm
yeah.
dead. I'm dead, and either way at this point, right? Might as well get you
Yeah.
out clean, right?
Uh,
So,
yeah, so
because then they definitely would have killed his father too, just as retribution, probably. Just take him out too, because he ratted on him.
yeah. So yeah, the whole final. I think the last two. The whole last two scenes were basically. The whole last two scenes were basically. Nacho and basically Nacho, Mike, and Gus. So. I don't remember. Have we ever heard the name Alvarez being mentioned before on the show?
It's because I was thinking that I was going to ask you. I don't know.
I do not. I mean, maybe the name was mentioned once or something, but I have not heard that name ever. I have not heard that name before. Alvarez of I think was it Peru.
Yeah,
And he says, "Oh, I was on the payroll with him for like a whole year." And the original thing that was supposed to happen was like Nacho was supposed to run.
yeah.
Nacho was supposed to run, and then Tyrus, I think, or no, Victor. It was Victor that was supposed to go and shoot him and stuff.
Well, and I have to say, did you? I don't know if you caught it. I feel like uh, he seemed very unnerved during that whole confrontation. He did not know what Nacho was going to do, and then when he changed up the plan,
You talking about
he,
Gus?
yeah, Gus, just the look on his face, and then after it was almost like a, dude, I almost got like, what the hell was that? Sort of like,
I liked how I liked when Bolsa asked him, and he looks at he looks at Gus and Gus reacts. Gus has a visual reaction. I was like I lulled. I laughed when I saw that.
Yeah, I sort of chuckled like, ooh, he thinks he's gonna let the cat out of the bag, and it was almost like an when he shot himself. It was almost like an exhalation without breathing. It was just like the look on his face is like, holy crap, dodged the bullet with that one. That's also another level of how awesome Nacho did going out, just because he shit all over Hector, and then I mean, Gus's heart had to be in his freaking throat not knowing what he was going to do.
Yeah.
So it was good. It was great.
All right. I want to read this right here. Judo Joker says, "Am I stretching with this idea? Nacho dies and saves his dad. Mike dies and saves Jesse." Honestly, I don't think you're far off at all. To be perfectly honest. But yeah, the reason why Mike died was because he wanted out, and let's just say Walt just shot him out of anger, like a Sith. So, and he also says, also Nacho sacrificed himself to keep his dad clean and protect him. Mike couldn't keep Maddie clean or protect him. Well, Maddie was clean. Well,
he took it.
He told Maddie to take the money. He told Maddie to take the money.
He took it. Yeah, and he took it, and they killed him anyways. Yep.
Yep. Because the fact that he hesitated meant that to them meant he was not on the square. As Mike says, he's not on the square. So.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so Maddie, he ended up telling Maddie to take the money. Maddie was not clean. Maddie was not dirty. It was basically, and I love, this is one of Jonathan Bake's best performances in his career, in my opinion. Besides staring and killing people, was he literally cries and says, "I broke my boy. I broke my boy."
Yes. So yeah, it was such.
He looked up to me, and I was just like the rest of them, down in the gutter.
Yep. Oh yeah, that was a powerful scene, man.
Very powerful.
Oof.
So Judo Joker also says Nacho definitely adds to Mike's story. Yes. I mean, Nacho was part of Jimmy's story briefly, but then he really got into Mike's story. Their stories really intermeshed and stuff. Yeah. So, and Tom Forsyth says, "I want to know how Mike keeps working for Gus after this." He says in the Bagman episode, he works to have money for his granddaughter.
Yeah, I think it's all about that now.
And he keeps his mind clear. He keeps his conscience clear of everything.
I mean, at this point, what's left for him to care about when we're talking about the job? I mean, Nacho and his dad, he was invested in. Now that's over, and now he's specifically focused on making sure that his granddaughter is provided for. So if you think of it that way, and he can compartmentalize it and just be like, whatever I'm doing, I'm getting paid. She is going to have whatever the heck she wants in life. I screwed up with my son. I'm not going to screw up his daughter, my son's daughter is going to be okay no matter what happens to me or what I have to do. I would think that's probably how he does it.
Which makes his story even sadder because she doesn't get any of that money.
Oh God, I don't want to hear that. Yeah, damn it.
Remember? Yeah. Like the more I think about his story,
Walter. God
you
damn
bastard.
It.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I gotta watch my language. Sorry. God, Walter White is a horrible person. Son of a bee.
Yeah. I mean, watching this, I mean, like we all know where Mike ends up. So he ends up dissolving in a vat of very corrosive acid.
Yeah.
Just like what's his name? Crazy 8 in the beginning of the show.
Crazy 8, yeah.
Or no, Crazy 8's buddy. No, it was Crazy 8's buddy that was in the bathtub.
Like watching the first episode of. No, it's Crazy. Is it Crazy? No, I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, it's Crazy 8's buddy because Crazy 8's in the basement. Just watching that episode again and seeing Crazy 8, it's like, hey, I know where you got your name. That was Lalo. Gave you your nickname. It was just a whole other level.
Ocho Loco. Oh man. I loved the way they handled the ending. Nacho was very dignified. He took the gun. He did not want to. I mean, the Salamancas were probably going to do horrible things to him. They're going to make him, as they say in Bond movies, you're going to die slow.
He saw the tools. I don't know if that shot. You could see the tools inside the house. just waiting for him.
Oh, and you know what's funny? That was the same. I was speaking of the location. I think that was the same location where they in season 2, where Mike wanted to snipe and kill Hector,
Yeah, and they were
but then of course Gus,
yeah.
stops him. He has the branch or the twig onto
The horn
locked onto the horn, and then the horn keeps beeping and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it was his.
That shot was interesting. It's just like you could see all the torture tools, and they're looking at Nacho on his knees, like
Yeah. Yeah, Mike was in the same position, I believe. He was in the exact same sniping position too. So, but yeah, I was like, ooh, this is the same place. But yeah, I was like, he's holding Juan Bolsa, and we all know Bolsa's not going to die.
Yep.
Not yet, at least. So I was like, how is this going to play out? Is he going to run? There's nowhere to run. So yeah, he just takes the gun.
Everybody's got guns.
Yeah. I was hoping a Deus Ex Machina would show up. maybe Jesse Pinkman would come in and save the day in something.
Helicopter.
Walter White and Walter White chemistry teacher sees a problem and saves.
All of a sudden, yeah.
Or maybe or Adam West Batman. West Batman and Robin. They just come in and they bonk and they biff all the
super
and even Hector. They punch Hector in the face, knock him in the wheelchair down, and they're all knocked out. Yeah. Solves your problem. They're not dead. They're not dead.
The super silent stealth helicopter just drops a rope ladder right and conks him on the head. He's like, oh, he thumbs up and grabs it and off they go. It's like, and then he got a True Lies helicopter scene where they're
True Lies. I have not watched True Lies in such a long time, but that movie is ridiculous. All right, let's see. The Judo Joker says, I think the situation nearly blowing up several times will help Gus realize he needs to trust Mike now. Yes, like this was definitely. Yeah, this definitely built on him on trusting Mike, because Mike was like this. Yeah, Mike was like, this could go south in many ways.
It did not go how Gus wanted it to go at all.
No, it did not. Not
at all.
And Magic Ace says, so it's interesting that in the Breaking Bad timeline, when Walt Jesse takes Saul out in the desert, Saul apparently thinks Nacho or Ignacio is still alive. Yes. Yeah. Because Saul is not in the loop. He's just the lawyer.
Yep.
Mike must never mention Nacho is gone to Saul. Nope. And he's not going to mention it to his father either.
Well, I think that's the point you made earlier. Is nobody's going to know. They disappeared him. He's just gone. Yeah. Poof. So I think that scene in Breaking Bad just gives that even more backing. Just because
I would be heartbroken. I would cry if they had a scene where they show his father trying to go to his son's house and stuff, and he can't get to it because either it would just break my heart.
I really don't want to see that.
Yeah, I mean, if a scene can make me cry, I think it's a really good. If something can solicit emotion for me, that means the showrunners did a really good job with their craft.
I think I'm still of the mind. Let's just put a bow on Nacho. I think well done. Take the V for victory on that one, and
I agree.
Let's keep going.
Oh yeah, here's another good one that Tom Forsythe said. Arya Stark leaps out of the bushes. I didn't think about that.
Dude, she could have killed them all in half a second flat and been like,
"Yep, Cannon be darned.
You are now the king of Westeros, Nacho."
Yeah. Or actually, no. Now he's her B word.
Nacho, first of his name.
First of his name. I'm still upset. I'm still upset. But that was I felt it was a great way to go. I feel like it was a great way to go out. I was disappointed that he died though, but that's any character. I mean, that's any character that you become attached to.
Look, man, writing cojones right there. They just third episode. Boom, main character dead.
I mean, Breaking Bad doesn't leave you with even Breaking Bad, even though I felt satisfied at the end, it didn't leave you with a very wholesome, feeling good thing. Like, bad things happened. Like Jesse's arc was Jesse just drove off. Jesse just drove off with laughing hysterically. We don't know what happens to him, and then Walt basically loses his family because of because of his actions. He loses his family. Hank dies, and his son wants nothing to do with him. He dies alone, basically, like Chuck. Walter White dies alone, but he dies doing what he loved. He loved making meth. You see him hugging the tank, or he's like, "Oh, tank,
it's crazy.
I love you one last time," and stuff.
I mean, the whole thing starts with his family, and then it goes down to, I just wanted to build my kingdom. That was much more. It was more important. His ego and him fulfilling his meth destiny was more important to him. It's very sad. You're right, though.
So what we have? So Judo Joker says Walter is up there with Hector in terms of people I hate in the Gilliverse. Now I'm gonna have to add. Yeah, I have to add Gus. Gonna have to add Gus to that because I'm hating Gus. I'm hating Gus right now because of this.
Gus is, man.
But,
yes.
But like Nacho took the credit for Hector being in the chair. It really goes to Gus because Gus not only saves his life, and he says, "Hey, I want him to recover enough so that he still has his brain is functioning, so that he knows who he is and who I am and stuff." And then once he knows that, he cuts off the therapy just to leave him like that. Holy crap! Like that is like pure villainy. Like I think, like people say Walter White's the biggest villain, or one of the. I mean, he's a good villain. Well, he's not a villain. He's an antagonist. He's a protagonist that does bad things.
Well, I mean, the descent of Walter White is epic, but I mean, there's a lot of bad people in both of these series. Bad people. Saying who's the worst.
Worse than Walter. Yeah, worse than Walter and stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
A lot of the stuff that Walter did was to protect Jesse, and to a lesser degree his family.
Well, eventually, I mean, he breaks Jesse too. That's the thing. I mean, letting his girlfriend die, he broke him.
Letting his girlfriend die, the incident with the cigarette, the ricin, poisoning a child. Once I saw it was revealed that it was in his yard, that very poison that was used on Brock.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa. I literally reacted. Like, I was like, no, when it came to Nacho, but with that scene, I was like, whoa, that's dark. Yeah, this is super dark.
He broke, so
this all happens off screen. Like,
Walt doesn't get any credit for saving Jesse because he full on broke him.
Yep.
Full on broke him.
And he's like, and Walt what's funny is Walt actually empathizes with that. He knows what he did to him, and he gave him the gun. At the end of the show, he's like, here, you can, if it means anything, you can shoot me.
Yeah.
And Jesse's like, no, I ain't shooting you. Screw you.
Yeah.
I'm done with you.
I'm getting in my El Camino.
Exactly. All right, I have to read this because a certain pop culture, a big portion of the pop culture spice racks here. Salty Texas Sea. What's up, Corey? Thank you for the super chat, $2. I'm here for the hot profit on nerd action. Oh my gosh,
what a weirdo!
Oh my gosh, I am offended. How dare you say such?
Oh my god,
dirty! How dare you say such dirty things? Well, thank you, Salty. You're awesome. Salty is like he's literally, and this is gonna sound terrible, but he's a salt of the earth individual. Get it, Salty? We love you, Salty. Thank you so much.
What's up, brother?
And Ron Quay says, "My God, I just finished the episode and I was crushed just knowing he was going to die. Still hoping that he wouldn't. Then he went on his own terms. Boss move, but still so sad. Yeah, it doesn't make it easier, but it makes it." I mean, it doesn't make it easier at first, but I think it makes it more palpable, more.
Yeah, it was tough, man. I was like, oh, like it was just like no, but at least, man, that rant was freaking epic. Just laying into Hector was so good.
Yeah, it's like it's top. It's easily top. This is like top 3.
Well, yeah,
this is up there with Chicanery. This is probably
funny. it was funny because like as soon as he started going off, I'm like, oh no, he's gone. As soon
Yeah.
as he just, it's like he's done. It's like no, stop, stop,
Yeah.
Nacho, stop. You're gonna die. It's
Yeah, I
like,
know, I
yeah.
know, I know. I was just like,
Uh,
ugh. Yeah, he's like literally, he was literally between a rock and a hard place. I mean, but
yeah,
that's the name of this episode.
yeah. He had nowhere to go.
So
He
what
did
else is
nowhere.
left for? So because now that's done with, I guess the only thing left for Mike and Gus to do is take care of Lalo. So
Yep.
Lalo, hopefully we'll see. I did not think, like I said earlier, I did not think Lalo was going to last past Nacho. I didn't think Nacho was going to be taken out. Once again, I did not think. I swear, I did not. I know I'm repeating myself, but this is part of the coping. This is my part of me coping with this. I did not think he was going to die so soon. Or I didn't think he was gonna. I was hoping he wouldn't die. That
I
was the
was
big. That was
hoping
a
he.
big thing.
I was hoping he wouldn't. Sort of. Yeah, hoping he wouldn't. I definitely didn't. I didn't see going into this episode and losing Nacho. That's. I think that, and I think that's
No,
why it was such a good move by the writers because I don't think anybody, well, except if you read Entertainment Weekly, unfortunately. Sorry, anybody that did that, but I didn't
yeah,
expect to be losing Nacho in third episode. I was totally blown away.
yeah, same here. I mean, like, I thought this was gonna be like an in between episode where
Yeah.
it was gonna continue building up to something. I was expecting episode 4 to be the. I was expecting stuff to happen in episode 4, but episode 3, wow, they're not wasting any time this season. Like this
No.
is like I'm telling you, if you haven't watched Better Call Saul, watch well actually watch Breaking Bad first, then watch Better Call Saul. That's why that's my recommendation. Everyone that's chatting here has seen Better Call Saul, so
Yeah, it's one of those. It's going to be interesting to see what the best way to. I don't know because I guess I don't know. I don't know what would be better at this point because I've sort of done it both ways, except season 6 obviously isn't done. Um, I don't know if watching Breaking Bad and then going back to Better Call Saul or watching in a chronological logical order. It'll be interesting to see when it's all finished. What is the best way to watch these media?
at least that's what I'm thinking right now. Breaking Bad and then Better Call Saul because part of Better Call Saul takes place after Breaking
Yeah,
Bad, so we know stuff.
a lot of context to Better Call Saul too.
Yeah.
'Cause,
So speaking of Saul, you want to talk about Saul? I mean,
yeah,
him and Kim were barely in the episode, but they still had stuff to do. Let's take
well,
out my trusty notebook
yeah,
as I
yeah,
took notes.
because the one Kim scene sort of was like I was like, "Ooh, give me the creeps a little bit."
So I loved how they were still, even in this episode, they're still brainstorming ways to just get to Howard and stuff.
Yep.
They just really they just want to do everything to him. Like it's just like they're going complete scheme lords on him and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's crazy how into it she is. I mean, she's like, like tearing his clothes off. It's like it's just getting her like, she's getting her all She's like, oh, I'm ready. Let's kill Howard.
now
Okay,
this all
it's
started.
like whoa.
Now if I remember correctly, this whole thing started last season. Obviously, after Howard offers Jimmy a job, basically, and then Jimmy starts doing all these things. He literally throws a bowling ball
Yeah.
over his high fence because he's a partner at HHM, so he's rich. So he's got like a nice big fence, really tall fence. So he basically chucks a bowling ball. And it hits his car. It's his like expensive. I don't know if he has an Italian sports car because he's up there in Casciola. But
Yeah.
does that, and then he sends these while he's doing as a business lunch with Cliff Main of Davis and Maine, the other attorneys that are handling the Sandpiper crossing case. That's the nursing homes, the nursing home class action. He sends a couple of prostitutes to demand money from Howard, and Howard's like, I don't know, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
So
It was so good.
And then Jimmy completely goes off. Like Howard confronts Jimmy at like the courthouse, and Jimmy just goes off. And he's like, I am better than you. I am beyond you. I have lightning bolts coming out of my fingertips. You know, and I like how Howard goes from all smiles to then he just goes straight face and just starts walking. I just love that shot of like Jimmy just
freaking
following
out.
him and freaking out. He's like, I have lightning bolts in my fingers. You know.
It was so good.
So it was
good.
great. That was like I love that was great. That was great Odenkirk right there. I did not. That was I was like wow, this is amazing.
Such an epic meltdown. It was so good. Like. I'm so like who comes up with that? I'm so beyond you.
I do not think the lightning. I don't think the lightning coming out of my fingers was written in this script. I think Odenkirk was thinking about Star Wars and he just went with it.
Maybe that would make it even better if he just improv the whole thing. That would be great. I believe it could do it. I believe it too. If you told
comedians can easily
Absolutely.
are best at doing stuff like that, getting really improvising, lines and stuff. So, all right, so let's. All right,
so Tom asked about Chuck here. Howard hired Jimmy out of guilt over Chuck. I thought he did it despite Chuck, didn't he?
Was Howard trying to hire Jimmy out of guilt over Chuck? I think I think it was, and I think he's also been. Remember, Jimmy also told Jimmy told Howard to basically, to grow a backbone, and that's when Howard says "F you, Jimmy." It's one of the few times you hear them swear in Better Call Saul, but I love it when they swear, when they say the F word in this show.
Yeah.
Like he calls Howard Jimmy calls Howard a pig effer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he wouldn't hire Jimmy, but then we find out it's Chuck. I think he's doing this to make himself feel better, and plus he's probably seen. He's probably been watching. He's been probably watching Jimmy for a while, and or Jimmy as Saul, and there's like he has this. It's just a lot of he sees the charisma that Saul can bring to HHM and stuff. And I think it's a bit of both. I think there's a nuanced thing. So
I think he thinks both. I think that he see exactly like you said. I think he could see there being a benefit to having him on the payroll, but also he feels like he's doing him a favor. It's like, well, you know what? I'm gonna throw you this bone. I mean, you're probably gonna help me out too, but I'm gonna be a good guy and I'm gonna help you out because I'm Howard Hamlin and I got this $100 million smile that I can turn on a moment's notice.
Dime. Yep.
Yeah.
I gotta read this. Magic Ace says, speaking of villains, what about Walt Jr. killing a whole batch of Raisin Bran Crunch? Yeah, I remember this scene. Like they're like, you want Raisin Bran, right? He's like, no, I want Raisin Bran Crunch, Mom. Jeez. Yeah, he does kill a whole bunch of Raisin Bran Crunch. The sun mascot of the Raisin Bran brand,
Yeah.
Not happy with him. So.
Oh boy.
So Judo Joker says you got to read my Deus Ex Machina above. Okay, Judo Joker says yeah. Okay, he says Jimmy Gill should have stopped by and talked Nacho down to a 6-month probation. That would have been bringing things full circle. Missed opportunity, Vince. Well, actually, no. Peter Gould. Peter Gould's the one really running everything in a Better Call Saul. And I think he's better. I think he's really good. I'm not gonna say he's better than Vince Gilligan, but I think I'm enjoying Better Call Saul more than Breaking Bad and El Camino, which were both run by Vince Gilligan. Whereas this show is run by Peter Gould. And I don't know how you feel about it, but I think this. I don't know what it is. I don't know why, but I'm really liking this. Maybe it's because I watched this show from the beginning, unlike Breaking Bad, where I binged it on Netflix. Because I didn't watch it when it came out. I don't know what it is.
Man, I don't know if it's also because just the amount of nothing surrounding it. There's nothing out there that is sort of on this level right now.
Yeah, that too. That's true.
It's actively being shot, at least, or and it's old school episodic. We're getting it every week. You watch it every week. You got something to look forward to, and you know what? I haven't been let down by an episode yet. I'm with you. I'm enjoying the hell out of it, man. It's one of those just something to look forward to, and
Like I,
you lose an hour like that. It was
yeah, yeah,
done. I'm like,
exactly,
whoa, it's
yeah.
over. It's like,
Yeah,
wow.
and the thing is, it makes me interested in reading and going. And people are making like Vivid Kiwi and all those guys, Pete Peppers and all those guys on YouTube are making videos like theory videos and stuff. And I'm actually interested in these theory videos. I haven't been interested in a theory video for a TV show in a long time
Yeah,
because Game of Thrones really killed it for me. Like there were so many great theories that I would have rather seen enacted to the T than what they actually gave us. What they gave us was, I know I'm going on. I know we're supposed to be talking about Better Call Saul, but geez, that is not how you do a show. So I'm glad that Peter Gould and them know this. And
yeah.
stuff.
No, no, well, Game of Thrones broke. I mean, between Last Jedi and Star Wars, and for me, and Game of Thrones, man, was crushing. So, you gotta appreciate that good stuff, right? Like to another level. So, yeah, I don't know. I haven't done any theory stuff in a long time, so I don't know. I might have to check some out just because
Well, yeah.
there's a lot more observant people than me. Like
Oh
I have so
yeah.
much stuff going around, and I don't know how people pick out some of these little tiny things. I'm amazed by it. It's like, man, now that you point it out,
Yeah.
I see it, but I
Yeah,
missed that completely.
like I said, people knew, like people pointed out that with the Lalo killing the husband and wife,
Yeah,
even though we don't see it, it's heavily, but the way they shot it, I'm like I should have seen that, so I'm kind of beating myself up. But yeah, I mean Better Call Saul is a very intelligent run show, great directors, great producers, great writers, and we got and probably the smartest audience.
yeah. I think that helps too.
That includes
Lot
you,
of smart
chat.
people. Yeah, lot of good. Well, I mean, we're a lot of speculation and theories going on in chat too. So I think that adds to all of it, right? I mean,
Yeah.
so it makes it that much more fun. I mean, it's fun to talk about this stuff, right?
All right. I got a thanks. Stats Master E has subscribed. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the content I'm having. I'm actually wrapping up a Dirty Harry review right now. Dirty Harry, remember
Ooh.
Clint Eastwood? Feel lucky, punk. You know that Dirty Harry. I actually during my monologue, I actually grit my teeth and say it that way.
Yeah,
Say it that way.
it's
So
fun. It's
yeah,
fun. Come
it
on,
is. It is. It's
classic.
true. But I just editing is just so much work. It just takes so much time because I'm
Oh
going
yeah,
through looking for proper clips and stuff, and I have to go through the whole movie to find proper clips and stuff. And it
yes,
just
yeah. To do it right, it takes forever.
yeah.
That's
So
why my videos are garbage.
hey, don't
No, I'm kidding.
don't talk
No, no,
yourself
no,
down.
no.
Never talk yourself down.
No. It's one of the. Hey, my videos are what they are. But if
Yeah,
I would love if I had more time, I would definitely fine tune them a little bit more. But hey, you know what?
yeah.
It's fun
Remember,
doing
there's
what I'm
only one
doing.
direction
I'm
to
having
go.
fun. Yeah, I'm having fun. That's
Go
all.
up.
I'm having fun, and people are having fun with me. That's all I can
That's the
do,
whole
right?
yeah. That's the whole point of this. Is to have fun and to I mean I love building. I just love doing this. I mean I've been a YouTuber
Yeah,
for a year now, and I just love. I mean I wanted to like when Better Call Saul was on seasons 4 and 5. They didn't have any. The Talking Saul was
yeah,
gone.
no,
They stopped doing that.
yeah.
And they also stopped with. I didn't see anybody talking about it. Like I
Yeah.
barely. Nobody I follow talks about Better Call
Well,
Saul.
this
There's
has
only
been.
one
Yeah.
channel that talked about it. His name is um, Steve Varley. So
Okay.
he's another good channel too. That
Yeah.
covers he
Well,
covers all a bunch of shows, but does cover Better Call
I
Saul
mean,
as
this has
well.
just been great because it's like, I mean, I appreciate you doing it because, I mean, it's, you watch it, it's just like you want, I'm watching it by myself, right now. So it's like, man, there's nobody to freaking talk about. So this has been great because it's just like, yes, I get to talk about how great it was.
And I'm doing this every week. Every time an episode drops, I'm going to be doing a stream right after the show. So. This is a way for me to unwind too. So I'm doing this for selfish reasons too. So I'm not just doing it for the chat. I'm not just doing it for you. I'm doing it for myself. Like Walter White, all that stuff he did, in Breaking Bad. He didn't do it for his family. He did it for himself. Spoiler alert.
Absolutely.
But that was the big reveal. That was the big reveal at the end. Like that was how everything ultimately came together. Was him finally admitting that. Because I mean, what did he do throughout the show? He lied. He lied to his family, lied to everybody, and he just didn't stop.
Yeah.
And he went on a moral decline. Different type of moral decline than, let's say, someone like Mike Ehrmantraut, but he was still on a moral decline. I mean, that's basically the nature of these shows and stuff.
Yeah.
Now the question is, Better Call Saul, Jimmy, Saul. One thing that I was listening to a video. This one psychologist was talking. I don't know if he's a psychologist or psychiatrist. He was talking about Jimmy's personality.
Okay.
The one thing that this show points out quite a bit is that people don't change. Yeah, it comes straight out of the words of Chuck McGill.
Right.
Especially when Jimmy confronts him about not hiring him.
Yep.
So, do you think that he'll ever change? Do you think he's going to be stuck like that forever?
I think he is who he is. I mean, I mean, the only thing that might, well, you know what? The only inkling that might make me drift to the he will change is when he's Gene, in the last Gene scene where he finally mans up and says, I'm gonna take care of this myself, and he hangs up the phone.
I think he's going to become Saul again.
He might. He may, and just
because it seems like Saul is who he really is. Like,
yes, yeah, I think so. Yeah, Saul is definitely him. Jimmy was just another persona. I think that was the whole point of him going back with. I always forget his name, but that whole episode where they were doing the scams again, he felt more at home, pulling scams than he ever did.
Yeah, Slippin' Jimmy stuff. Skin. Yeah.
Yes, Slippin' Jimmy is who is Saul. Slippin' Jimmy is Saul. That's him. So I don't know. I don't know that he's gonna ever change.
I don't know either. So
I don't see it, but we'll see.
Mob G says, I think tomorrow the new episode will be aired again like they did last week. Can't wait. I think they aired it like right afterwards. I think they replayed the episode.
Yeah, just be a lot of spoilers. Just because
I have AMC Plus, so I'm definitely going to watch it again. You know how many times I watched the preview or the premiere episodes 1 and 2? I watched it 4 times.
Holy moly, dude!
Yeah, that tells you how much I like this show. That tells you how much I like this show. So
I'm with you.
And I'm definitely rewatching this episode because
it was fantastic.
It's such a gut punch. I mean, you see the glassiness in my eyes, trying to hold back some tears, and they're not crocodile either.
Yeah, it was a roller coaster, big time.
He says, "Be careful, dude. We are talking some spoilers." Yeah, I warned everybody about it. So
yeah, Mob G came in and said it was playing tomorrow. I didn't want him to get spoiled at all.
Oh,
this is a good question. I saw this.
So what do you guys think of Howard's fate will be? Prison, death, just fade away? He's another one that's never mentioned in Breaking Bad. Maybe he gets ruined. I think he's going to get ruined or something. If I mean, the way it seems, Saul's going to be successful. He's going to get a lot of money to buy that, nice mansion.
Here's another theory. What if they fail and Howard breaks Kim?
That'd be very an interesting development.
There's no reason to think Hamlin McGill is not still a thing in the Better Call Saul world. I mean,
no, you're right.
I mean, I'm wondering if because Kim is going so hard now. I mean, I saw another comment about the cartel or are you a friend of the cartel or are you a rat? That was pretty. Yeah, that was a pretty freaking.
That's how Jimmy and Kim end in this episode.
Yeah,
heard that question.
That was a savage line. She's just like, "Are you a rat?" It's like, wow, that just Kim from 2 seasons ago. I don't know that would have came out of her mouth just like that. I mean,
you ever watch Sunny in Philadelphia?
Some, not a ton.
Okay, well, there's a later season where Mac gets his dad in trouble because his dad's in jail and stuff, and his mom's like, "Hey, don't be a rat. Don't be a rat. Well, talks like this. Don't be a rat." But yeah, that's I was thinking about that when she said that and stuff.
Yeah, it's just like she's just like daring him. It's like, what are you? It's like basically being a pussy. What's wrong with you? You a rat? You're not a rat. You're Saul Goodman.
Exactly. It's all good, man. It's all good.
It's all good, man. Come on.
But that's how it ended because like she tells Jimmy what Suzanne told her. Suzanne is the ADA, the one that calls Jimmy a scumbag. Well, he is. Well, he is, but we still like him. He's our scumbag. He's our scumbag.
Scumbag with a heart of gold. He feels bad when he's doing the scummy thing.
Yeah, he felt bad. Like last week, he felt bad that Kim was willing to, Now the question is, I know we talked about this. Did that pretty much the way Mrs. Kettleman reacted, that the allegations were true about tax fraud or tax preparer fraud and stuff? I'm kind of questioning myself on that one.
I think they were true. I absolutely think she just read them, and I mean the Kettlemans are weasels, and they, that's what they do.
They're like Twitter. They're like people on Twitter that have no self-awareness whatsoever. We're not in trouble. It's not our fault that we do these things. It's your fault.
We deserve this.
They project a lot of projection.
Yeah, we deserved all this. We worked for it.
He earned that money. He earned that money from what was weekends. Yeah, weekends. Working weekends, unpaid. Stupid. And of course the best quote was when I loved it when I laughed when they make themselves disappear in season 1. And Jimmy goes and looks for them. He's like, I think I know where they are. And he just basically takes a trail right outside their backyard and just keeps going up into the into the mountains or something. And they're camped down. They're singing John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. And he's like, he calls Kim. He's like, hey Kim, guess who I found? I found Ned and Maud Flanders.
So good.
So,
but yeah, Kettlemans are freaky, man. God, they're so crazy.
And what's weird was I actually missed them, even though they're unlikable. Even though they're totally unlikable, I actually missed them quite a bit in seasons 2 and 3.
It's fun to have.
There wasn't that humor. Right? There wasn't that humorous element. There wasn't as much humor in season 2. But I loved season 2 where he's trying to get himself fired and stuff. That was hilarious. That was great.
Yeah, that was me. I backed up the toilet again. It's like, oh my god.
He was wearing like a pink suit. Like there were clients there, and he was wearing a pink suit.
Oh my god.
Just from looking at the inflatable tube people, that's where he got the idea they have all the different multicolored suits and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if that would work. I should go to a job interview wearing like a turquoise colored suit and stuff.
I'm sure it would work.
They're gonna look at me up and down and like, thank you for your. They'll smile, be polite. They'll say, "Thank you for your time."
Yeah. Hey, we'll call. Don't you call me? We'll call you.
Absolutely. So just to answer your question on Magic Ace, I think ultimately Howard's going to be ruined, or he's going to have to be forced to sell his portion of HHM. I have no idea. That's a great question. I can't wait to see how this season progresses, because it seems like things are happening quicker. I mean, 3 episodes in, we have only 10 episodes left of the whole show, so there's a lot to find out. So, and of course, Tom Forsyth says, "I like that the writers trust our intelligence." Yeah, that's the problem with a lot of shows that are on like Disney Plus that people are like watching and complaining about. I just like completely divorced myself from like all the new Star Wars shows and stuff, because they're and even Game of Thrones, like the final season of Game of Thrones was like they made some horrible decisions and like what they wanted to show and what they didn't want to show. Yeah. Like I wanted to see like, Sansa and Arya react to Jon telling them, "Oh, I know who my true parents are."
Yeah.
They cut away from that.
Yeah, they did. Well, I mean, we could go on and on about all the things they screwed up with Game of Thrones, but I agree. They treat us like we are intelligent people, and I do appreciate that.
So yeah, and we have. Oh, it's Mike! Oh my God, it's Mike! Hey, he's here. I thought he was streaming. I guess I'm too. I guess I'm too appealing. You know, full head of hair and too appealing to. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But
You
yeah.
lighten up his room.
No, Mike's a good guy. He's got a great channel. He does a lot of stuff. So subscribe to Pacific 414 for all your pop talk and box score needs. Or I think I said it right. Okay, whatever. Magic Ace says something significant was bound to happen in this episode. When one of Nacho's girls steps on a domino, the camera lingered on it, stuck to her foot. The numbers showing a 6 and a 3. Season 6, episode 3. Yeah, they did something similar with the trailer when the cousins are walking across the crime scene, which was Lalo's place, and they had those numbers on the ground. That was actually like they showed letters or something. That was actually like number. That was supposed to number the date. That was their way of saying, hey, the date's going to be 4/21 or 4/19 or something.
That's what I'm talking about. Like I don't pick up. I don't pick up this stuff. I guess I retract the intelligent part. I'm not intelligent enough for this show.
Here's the other big thing in season 2. Somebody probably had a lot of time because I don't know how they decided to look for this, but they just saw the first letter of every episode was an anagram for Fring's back in season 2. I don't know how somebody found that, and then of course Peter Gould himself on Talking Saul confirmed that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, who does this?
Well, and just the thing, like, but those things are fun. The fact,
it's fun, but yeah, I don't like. That's like.
Go ahead.
They're fun, but like, how would you know when to look for anagrams and stuff of first letters of episodes? Like,
some people are just so good at it. I'm not one of them.
How would you know that they were going to do that too?
When I see this like that, it's like, wow, that's really cool. And then when I see it again, it'll be like, hey, there you go, I see it now. But I have to have these things pointed out to me. It's pretty cool that they add all this stuff and think about it that much. I think it adds to it for a lot of people, and then when we get shared it adds even more to me.
Judo Joker says, I think the season 6 poster with Gene in the red jacket says it all. Yep. All right, so I think we pretty much so basically Kim learns about Lalo Salamanca. Like, Kim learns Kim already knows who Lalo is, but basically, once again, Suzanne basically tells her everything that went down. It was basically like recapping the last couple episodes for her that the audience already knows. And do you think they're going to build a case against Jimmy? Because that was part of the trailer, was her asking an unseen person, which turns out to be Suzanne, are you building a case against Jimmy? And she's like, not yet.
Yeah,
they want him to do the right thing.
I think they may, just because of that exactly. They're going to force him. If he won't do it willingly, they're going to force him to do it. I thought it was, who was it? Man, I have to watch the trailer again. I feel like there was somebody in the footage for episode 4. Just that was like, oh yeah, they're gonna lay into Saul here, try and get him to do what he doesn't want to do, because it's the right thing. Oh, it was the other DA guy. They seem to be giving him the cold shoulder at the courthouse. Even the scheduling clerk. He brings a little doll for her, and she shuts the window on him, and he's like, "What's going on here?" So I definitely think they're gonna either sort of give him the cold shoulder, or start building a case against him to try and get him to say what he knows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's something I can't really comment any further. You have to wait and see what happens with that. So I think we basically covered the whole up. I think we covered everything.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about the car. Did we talk about the car thing? Yeah, we already talked about the car thing, right?
Yeah, you talked about how you think it's
Howard's car.
Oh wait, no. We talked about the guy that we thought you think it's the private eye following Kim. What are you talking about?
Yeah, or it's a private eye. I think it's someone that Howard hired. So I think Howard hired someone to follow Kim and Jimmy.
Huh.
Because I think Howard got wind of what happened at the club, probably
Right.
from probably maybe from the club owner, or maybe even from Kevin Wachtel, Kevin Mesa
Yeah.
Verde. Even though
Yeah.
I don't think they were really on speaking terms, but you never know. You never
Yeah.
know. People talk.
Well, then
Word gets around.
that would also make sense that it's Chuck's private investigator, because he was Howard was involved in that, so he would know
Yeah,
how to find that guy. So that
exactly.
connecting the dots, I like that.
And it seems like as I saw in the preview for next week, at least I think it's a preview for next week. Kim confronts the guy, so he's like,
Yeah.
"Why are you following me and stuff?" So we'll find out. It didn't
Well,
look like the thing is that what I saw did not quite look like the guy
I think
from season 3.
she said, "Are you following me?" So I'm thinking she starts freaking out, and she might be asking somebody that's not actually following her. 'Cause it seemed like she was pretty upset. So my thought with that was, she is the pressure. Some pressure's getting to her, with what they're either doing, or some stuff that's happening, and she thinks she's being followed, and then she accuses the wrong guy of following her. Is where I think that's going to go. That's you heard it here first. Prediction. We'll see.
Yeah.
Because I didn't
Okay.
notice the guy in the car either. I'm like, who's that? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So we'll
But
see.
did we talk about Howard's car, that little scheme, where Huel basically takes the key off the
We
valet?
didn't. Not. We talked about that they were going to try and steal it, but not how it happened.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering I'm wondering in chat, what do you guys think that he's going to do with it? If they said something, I'll have to rewatch the episode. I'm not sure what they're going to do with it, but it
I
seems
like the key ring. It was funny. It's like, whoa. Well,
I like how they used they had like a motherboard. They had like an entire motherboard for just to turn. He had to press a 3-digit number or a 2-digit number to either unlock or lock and stuff. So I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, well, it was. I was wondering at first too. I'm like, why the hell is he just not getting like an imprint, and like, oh, he's got to program the key and all that? It's like, I was like, well, that's pretty crazy. And then our boy Huel, the pickpocket master, it was good. It was very good scene.
Yeah, that's true. So the Tad that shouldn't be is here. What's up? He says some horrible decisions in Game of Thrones season 8? Question mark. You mean all the decisions for season 8 were horrible? Yeah, I'm sorry. That the Tad that shouldn't be. He's my he's my Tolkien expert, and he's he's my fantasy expert too. But yeah, anything he says, it's true. So, and I think the Magic A says, in the same episode with the domino, Mike told the girls that Nacho isn't coming back, foreshadowing at its finest. I know. I got a little.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I got a little nervous then too when I heard that. I was like, "Are they going to do something to him? What is the plan for him?"
Yeah.
And then, of course, it all kind of
Yeah, at that point,
it came to fruition this episode.
yeah, at that point, it was one of those. Okay, we're gonna get Nacho out of there. Or, I was, I think if you look back, there's probably a ton of foreshadowing that Nacho's not gonna make it. But that's the beauty of Nacho. We all wanted.
I have to look. I'll have to look for.
We all,
some more stuff.
But the character, I don't know. He grew on me, so I couldn't believe how much I was just pulling for him, and then it just. So I think that probably my want for him to survive sort of blinded me to some of these things that. That right there, he's not coming back. That's a pretty clear indication that he's in deep doo doo, because I don't think they're gonna let him go at that point. So
he's in deep doo doo. He's not even on Naboo. Get it?
Yeah.
Gungan. Get it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I had to say it.
I got you. Deep doo doo. Yeah. Hey,
Misa back. You said big doo doo this time. Excuse me.
That's my fault. Sorry, I opened the floodgate with that one.
Yeah. So, but yeah, this episode was I thought last week's episode was a 7 out of 5. This episode's an 8 out of 5. Give this one 160% versus 140% last week.
Yep.
Stellar episode, very heartbreaking, but but I guess necessary to move forward towards the Breaking Bad era and stuff. So
Yeah, still a lot to wrap up.
everybody, a moment of silence for Ignacio Varga. F, and if you're by the chat, put an F in the chat for Ignacio. Ignacio would like that. Michael Mando would like that too, even though he's still alive. Okay, I think that's long enough.
Yeah, it's like, it gets a little weird.
It does. It does. So Steve, you have anything coming up? You have anything you want to plug? Don't you have a channel? Don't you have a channel that you want to?
Yeah,
plug?
I was gonna actually maybe do a Better Call Saul video here if I get some time, but a lot of Wheel of Time stuff. I'm branching out here for a little bit of other things, but the Wheel of Time stuff started rolling in here a little bit. But yeah, Wheel of Time show stuff. Basically, just complaining about it and how bad it is and how much they're destroying it. And if you enjoy that type of stuff, come give me a look. I'm gonna be branching out into some other shows here. Try and maybe talk about some good things, sort of like like you're doing over here, talk about Lord of the Rings and this great show here. So it'd be nice to get some positive vibes out there too.
Yeah, I'm putting your chat, or I'm putting your link to your channel in the chat. So everybody subscribe to Prophet of the Dragon.
That's me. It's so weird when people call me Prophet. I much prefer Steve. Thanks, Corey. Love you too, buddy.
Wheel of Time stuff. It's me,
Garbage.
Snake. It's me, Snakes. I have the stuff. Well, leave it on the doorstep and get the hell out of here. All right, Johnny. Okay, I'm gonna go into Home Alone mode, and I'm just gonna lose myself.
Home Alone now? What happened here?
Well, he said stuff, and I that's the first thing I thought of was, all right, Johnny, I got the stuff.
Yeah.
So, all right, yeah. So everybody subscribe to Steve's channel, Prophet of the Dragon, and did you see the Northman?
I haven't had a chance yet. I'm
Go
going
see
to.
it. Go see it.
I've heard
there are no
nothing-
dragons. There are no dragons in that movie, though. I'm just gonna say it. No
It's
dragons.
okay. Hey, dragons can't be in every movie, right? I mean, it's okay. No, I've you know what? Yes, I've heard from many people that it is very good. So I am going to carve out a chunk of time somewhere to go see it here. Hopefully in the next few days.
Yeah, because I was gonna say my next stream is gonna be on Thursday, talking about that movie, The Northman.
Okay.
So if you definitely see the movie before watching the stream.
Of course.
Corey's gonna be on. Purple Valkyrie's gonna be on. I managed to even get a hold of Max. Max was interested enough to come on, so I got those three, and I asked Brahma Bull too. So
Holy moly!
So I got
Full house.
so yeah. So if you're interested, if you've seen The Northman, I'm going to be doing a discussion on Thursday, similar, live stream and stuff. I do want to get a review out for that, but I need to finish my Dirty Harry review first, which requires, I'm almost done with it. I'm 3/4 of the way done in my editing. So once I'm done with that, then I'm going to do a really quick review just about my takes without any spoilers and stuff. So it's not going to be like, me going the whole 9 yards like I generally do in my videos. So be expecting that soon too. So, and yeah, that's my channel's an Incorporeal Life Form. I do like I said earlier, I do movie reviews, video game retrospectives, layman's introductions to TV shows. Better Call Saul was one of them. Orville is one of them. The original Star Trek series, because I'm a big Star Trek fan. So, lots of stuff. But once again, chat. You guys are the awesome, greatest chat in the world. I know every YouTuber says that. Well, most of them, most of the good ones do.
Yeah.
But thanks once again. Thanks for coming by. It was pretty cool. I felt this. I hope you guys got a little closure from this after show. It was a lot to take in, losing a character and stuff. It's, even though the character is fictional, it's still hard because once again, we get invested because, and the reason why we get invested is because the showrunners, the people that ran the show, put in the work to make sure that it did happen. So, and I can only give kudos to Peter Gould, Vince Gilligan, the actors, Michael Mando. Michael Mando did a stellar job as Nacho Ignacio, and as much as, even though he's gone, I hope that maybe there's another scene with him. Maybe there's a prequel scene somewhere down the line in the season, but I don't think I'd love to think that, but I don't think it's going to be the case.
Yeah, I think he's done. I think goodbye, Nacho.
Yeah, and and just so seeing him in the thing, I can't wait to see his take on it, because now that it's revealed, he's going to be talking about it. So I want to hear his take on it. So
yeah, well,
I can't. It's heartbreaking. So I want to hear what everyone else has to say. I know, like, all the big like IGN and all those big Access Media people are going to be talking to like the creators and trying to get their input and stuff. So.
Yeah.
Oh, I might have to watch one of their crappy stuff, but hey.
Sometimes every once in a while, when it's those type of topics, sometimes you get some good stuff out of it.
Yeah.
Reviews
I'm actually
so good.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So once again, everybody, this was this here concludes the stream for Better Call Saul final season 6, episode 3. I'm going to be doing this every week. Every week there's a new Better Call Saul episode. I'm going to have an after show. So once again, feel free to come on by. If you need a reminder, hit the bell, or if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. It's a simple click, And I cover a lot. I cover a variety of content, mostly nerdy stuff that I deem is very good. And I'm always open to new ideas, to new things to do, to new shows to check out. Because I'm making, my list keeps getting bigger and bigger every day. Like, there's a lot of my goal here on this channel is to connect with other fans. Because as far as I'm concerned, I like talking with other fans about stuff, having conversations, discussing theories, arguing about theories, and not being as divisive as like modern Star Trek and a lot of those shows have been doing lately. So that tell you what to think. So.
Yeah, this is the best right here. This is when you can talk, theorize,
yes.
Think of things that other people didn't think about. It brings a whole nother depth to a great show like this.
Yeah, I totally agree. So yeah, and if you're wondering why I have the name under my thing is the Admiral, it's because that's how Ricardo Montalban says Admiral in Wrath of Khan. He's like, Admiral. So I just figured, I'll take that as my name. So
why not?
So I'm a weirdo that thinks he's an admiral. So it's a big Star Trek fan, obviously. So, all right. So okay, everybody. Once again, have a great night. Have a great Nerdporial night. Stay Nerdporial. May the wings of Nerdporial carry you to the next episode of Better Call Saul.